Hi, poetry lovers. This is Bella Cohen. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Bella Poetry Presents. The idea behind the channel is to introduce the listeners to well-renowned poets. And so far, we have 4 series of about the poets on this channel. The first one is the 19th century Victorian female poets. The second one is the best love poetry. The third one is the Silver Age poets of Russia. The fourth one that we're now recording is the poets at random. Poetry at random. I basically look for poets that are very distinguished, that achieved a lot in their field, and some of them are well known, some of them are not known at all, from Sharon Olds, who is quite popular, an American poet, to Katya Karpovich, who is a Russian poet. And the idea is for those people who love poetry to enjoy the poetry that I introduce you to, and to learn about the lives of these poets, and to poets to learn from other poets and be introduced to poetry that other people write and maybe learn from that as well or be inspired by it. So we have on my channel about 50 segments. Today I will introduce you to another female poet. Her name is Mary Oliver. And this is her portrait, and she is also an American poet. So let's continue. Mary Oliver was born to Edward William and Helen Oliver on September 10, 1935 in Maple Heights, Ohio. Her father was a social studies teacher and athletic coach in the Cleveland public schools. As a child, Mary Oliver spent a great deal of time outside, going on walks, reading. In an interview with the Christian Science Monitor in 1992, Oliver said of growing up in Ohio. She said it was pastoral, it was very nice, it was an extended family. I don't know why I felt such an affinity with the natural world, except that it was available to me. That's the first thing. It was right there. In a 2011 interview with Maria Shriver, Oliver called her family dysfunctional, adding that though her childhood was very, very hard, writing helped her create her own world. And it's basically, as we have learned through the segments that we talked about, it is true with many other poets, especially female poets. Oliver revealed in the interview that she was sexually abused as a child and that she had experienced recurring nightmares. Oliver began writing poetry at the age of 14. She graduated from the local high school in Maple Heights. At the age of 17, she visited the home of the Pulitzer Prize winner poet Edna St. Vincent Millay in New York, where she formed a friendship with the late poet's sister, Norma. Oliver and Norma spent the next 6 to 7 years at the estate organizing papers of the poet. Oliver studied at the Ohio State University and Vassar College in the mid-1950s, but did not receive a degree at either college. Her first collection of poetry, titled No Voyage and Other Poems, was published in 1963 when she was 28 years old. Her fifth collection of poetry, American Primitive, won the Pulitzer Prize for Poetry in 1984. She was poet in residence at Bucknell University in 1986. She won the Christopher Award and the L.L. Winship-Penn New England Award for her book The House of Light, published in 1990. And new and selected poems published in 1992, won the National Book Award. Oliver's work is known for her clear and poignant observations of the natural world. Her poems are filled with imagery from her daily walks near her home. Shorebirds, water snakes, the phases of the moon, the humpback whales. She said she once found herself walking in the woods with no pen, and so later she hid pencils in the trees so she would never be stuck like that again. Oliver said her favorite poets were Walt Whitman, Rumi, Hafez, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Percy Shelley, and John Keats. Oliver was also compared to the poetic giant Emily Dickinson, with whom she shared affinity for solitude and inner monologues. Her poetry combines dark inspection with joyous release. On a visit in the town of Austerlitz, New York in the late 1950s, as we already mentioned before, Oliver met photographer Molly Malone Cook, who became her partner for over 40 years. In Our World, a book of Cook's photos and journal excerpts, Oliver compiled after Cook's death, Mary wrote, "I took one look at Cook and fell, hook and tumble." Cook was Oliver's literary agent as well. They made their home largely in Provincetown, Massachusetts, where they lived until Cook's death in 2005, and where Oliver continued to live until moving to Florida. In 2012, Oliver was diagnosed with lung cancer, but was treated and given a clean bill of health. But she died later, 7 years later, at the age of 83, from lymphoma. She died on January 17, 2019. Reviewing dream work for the nation, critic Alicia Ostraker numbered Oliver among America's finest poets. And so today we will read a couple of her poems. The first poem is called Wild Geese. You do not have to be good. You do not have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Tell me about despair, yours, and I will tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the sun and the clear pebbles of the rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and deep trees, the mountains and the rivers. Meanwhile, the wild geese, high in the clean blue air, are heading home again. Whoever you are, no matter how lonely, the world offers itself to your imagination, calls to you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things. Very beautiful poem. Then the next one is called When Death Comes. When death comes like the hungry bear in autumn, when death comes and takes all the bright coins from his purse to buy me, and snaps the purse shut, when death comes like the measles pox, when death comes like an iceberg between the shoulder blades, I want to step through the door full of curiosity, wondering, what is it going to be like, that cottage of darkness? And therefore, I look upon everything as a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and I look upon time as no more than an idea, and I consider eternity as another possibility, and I think of each life as a flower, as common as a field daisy, and as singular, and each name a comfortable music in the mouth, tending, as all music does, towards silence, and each body a line of courage and something precious to the earth. When it's over, I want to say, all my life, I was a bride married to amazement. I was the bridegroom taking the world into my arms. When it's over, I don't want to wonder if I have made my life something particular and real. I don't want to find myself sighing and frightened or full of argument. I don't want to end up simply having visited the world. I love the last sentence. I don't want to end up simply visiting the world. So, what a beautiful poem. I hope you enjoyed learning about Mary Oliver, the American poet this time. Next week, I'll have a surprise, very unusual story and very interesting segment. And I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can get future segments. Thank you so much for listening and visiting Bella Poetry Presents. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.